and gentlemen, welcome back to another race in Quicksilver League Tier 1. Today we are at Vietnam, a track that now is very unlikely to be seen in the real life, which is quite sad. A very difficult track to nail and very satisfying if you can hit a good lap, and very disheartening if you if you mess it up. Sorry for that. Yeah, so people are getting ready. The race is delayed for 5 minutes because I think West Bromwich Albion is finishing a football game, so we got plenty fans out here. So we delayed it for a few minutes, but it looks good to me. People are getting ready. Let's see, do we have any new guys? I think this might be the first time that we don't have a new driver on the grid. Obviously we're gonna have some reserve drivers again, and we have someone returning, Saucy, who I think missed out on 2 races. I remember he was quite quick in Bahrain in the first round. Haven't seen him in the last ones, but good to see him return. He had some really good pace in Bahrain, that's what I remember, so I will expect some decent pace again from him. And obviously we got some insider news, but we're gonna keep that for when the time has come. Unfortunately, Mellow Space will not participate this time on short term. His internet is messing things up. He's got some interruptions right now, which is really unfortunate for him. He was having great pace in the Tier 2 race where he was my teammate as a reserve driver, finished P5, so really unlucky for him. He could have gotten a really good result this time around in Vietnam as well, but I'm sure he's gonna return with good form for the next race, which I will check before I forget, will be China. Obviously China, a very different track to this one. Let's focus on this race. So, let's maybe give a quick heads up for Vietnam. This track is super difficult. You got 3 long straights. The one with the bend is basically a straight, it's flat out. However, the circuit very narrow, and overtaking is quite difficult here. People say, you got lots of straights, but if your opponent gets a good exit, you can only basically overtake on the long DRS straight in Sector 2. And beyond that, you're gonna have to rely on some mistakes from your opponents to get a start, get a head start on the straight, as we are starting the lobby. So in that case, good luck for everybody. I hope we can see a cleaner race than last time around. Last time was quite a catastrophe. We got 6 DNFs, and we had 2 safety cars, 2 VSCs in Brazil. So, I mean, the signs are looking, yeah, not too promising this time around. This track is way more difficult than Brazil. It's similarly tight. Brazil is not a wide track like Bahrain, so I suppose we could see a few crashes this time around as well. Also, I think people will make mistakes. Um, we had quite a lot of guys finishing in the Tier 2 race. I expect this to be the case for Tier 1 as well. But I think there's a good chance that some of the guys will crash. Especially Sector 3 is very difficult to hook up. And I've hit the wall many times during practice in Sector 3. And yeah, so maybe some characteristics of this track, you have, as mentioned, a few long straights. You have I call them omega corners because they're basically shaped like omega, the Greek letter. And you got two of those on the really spot, accelerate and go on the inside. If you go on the inside too quickly, you're gonna mess up your line. On the exit, lose a bunch of time. You can lose up to 5/10 just by misjudging the corners. So will be interesting to see what guys are doing in those. And then obviously you got the best of the best all combined on this one track. You got the very technical Sector 3 as well, with a bit of an SS section. This is very good for the wheel and very hard to hook up on the controller. As we have looked how many guys are going out, I hope for the lap, but so far it's all looking good. We're gonna put on the map to see what's going on. Show some lap data as well. As to be expected, everybody is going out on the soft tire in Q1. There's no reason to spare any tires here. You just want to get through, make one quick lap and hook it up, play it safe. I think in Q1 it's, for most guys, the easiest part of the qualifying. Whoever got pace is usually gonna have no problems to get through. And let's find out who is already on a lap. We got the first guy out is Connor, and he invalidated already. And then we got Sean Kino, who is the second one, not the second one, but one of the first guys to get on a flying lap as well. So let's follow Sean for now. We got plenty of guys right behind him, so we should be able to see a lot of action in Q1 already. Most cars have left the pit lane, which by the way is very nice. The entry really shortens the track for you. You have to do two very slow corners. Well, technically the first one is very slow onto the penultimate one, and the last corner is good to get some speed built up. And you don't have to do any of that if you enter the pit lane. However, the exit is very tricky. You go straight onto the racing line if you exit the pit. So we have been warned to look out. I think that's a good call from the stewards to make sure we don't mess each other's lap times up when we exit the pit, as you can go straight into another car if you don't watch carefully. And let's see, Sean is on a rather slow lap, I must say. So what's to be expected here? We did have a 135.0, no, 134.8 by was it Noodles? I think it was Noodles who got pole position, so we can expect something like that for the fastest guys. As Sean puts in a 143.1 1, that's not good enough, but Speed Alcoholic and VP are straight on the pace. VP with the 135.5, that's a really good banker lap, and Jacobs a 135.2. He will be fuming, I guess, from the tier 2 race, trying to show his pace. He is already on the best lap time I did in the entire week of practice. So again, very strong showing as Pietro. Look at him, 134.7 in Q1. That is really strong. And this is about the zone that I consider could be good for top 3 without a doubt. So if he can repeat this kind of lap during the next quali sessions, he's gonna be in a very good spot. But let's check out who else we got. We got Bimmer Guy. He has invalidated his lap. Crazy Shadow is on a brand new lap, so let's follow him around. Taking it quite tight, that's good. The exit a bit scruffy, but I think he's managed it well. Now on to the second Omega. Basically you do an entire circle there. Oh, and he messed up the input there, going wide off track. That's gonna cost him a lot of time. Very wide on the exit, way too wide. You wanna go, that's what I mean, you wanna find the right spot to go on the inside to accelerate out of that corner. If you don't navigate that well, you're gonna lose a bunch of lap time, and in the race you're gonna lose positions if you messed that one up. But he did hit the braking point for the hairpin. Very difficult to get it right, especially on the exit. It's very tempting to go on the throttle, but the car can just spit you into the wall, and especially here, very difficult to navigate. Now he's technical part with the S's. This part, especially the right up, but very difficult to do so. Now on the best line, but I think from now he does a 141.0 that puts him in P11 for now. But maybe he will be able to improve on the next one. He's going for another one straight away. And a lot of times being set, we got all Albion on a 135.5. JJ did a 136.0, and Sean Keogh improved to 136.0 as well on his second attempt. David Boyer also on a 136.0. Pilos on a 136.2 basically, showing some pretty good pace again. He is improving rapidly, and look at how close it is already. A lot of guys in the vicinity of a 136.0. Connor on a 136.5, and oh, that's quite wide, but he did manage to catch the car in time. Gordy also on a 136.5. That's barely gonna be good enough here. Speed Alcoholic on a 136.7, going for another lap now, going on an outlap, and oh, there is a, yeah, that is the big problem. You have to navigate those corners perfectly, otherwise you just damage the car, and your race can be over within a second. Gordy also set a lap, a 136.5. He was showing some strong pace in the tier 2 race as well. So I'm looking forward to see him do well here again. As VP is messaging, Pietro is indeed very fast. I don't know how he pulled off a 134.7. Crazy Shadow invalidates his laps, so let's move on to the next guy. We got Saucy coming up to the last corner. It's looking promising here. That's a 135.5, puts him on P4, and that should be enough to go through without a doubt. We got Blandrus on a lap as well. He just started his lap. And yeah, in Canada he was looking quite good. In Brazil, not so much. Maybe the harder, the more difficult tracks are his favorites. Oh, but then he just goes straight to the wall. That's not good enough. This lap is gonna suffer a lot. I would be pitting in his position and try to go on the same set of tires again. Let's see what he's going to do. I was just checking if there's any comments on the stream already. So let's hop on to Liam stuff. He was also in the Tier 2 race and he had some ridiculous pace. As a speed alcoholic is going for a 134.9, puts him right on P2. That's definitely enough to go through. So yeah, Liam stuff on a purple first sector as well. He was showing some tremendous pace in the Tier 2 race, finished in P2, and I think he's gonna be one to look out for again here. Hitting the braking point quite nicely. You don't have to hit the apex here, it's all about turning the car, and he navigated that quite nicely. Purple middle sector as well, it's looking very promising for him, getting good traction out of the right-hander. Now basically straight out until here where you have to brake a little bit. Difficult to hook up the line, but he's taking it very nicely. Going quite slow now. And not quite hitting the apex, but that's gonna still be a very good lap here if he can manage to navigate the last corner, and he does a 134.8. As Kieran Peter says, Gorn Jacobs. Yeah, Jacobs, I hope he can get a good race this time around. He has been very unlucky in the last races, so I hope for the best for him, just so that he can show what kind of pace he is capable of doing. And I do want to mention, Moldy Goat and Blue Sonic are not setting laps. That's quite interesting. Blue Sonic, who has gotten his first points on the board last time around in Brazil, finished in 9th. He was very happy to do so, and rightly so. He managed to keep it very clean when other guys like Connor and Mallory Pitbull accumulated a big amount of penalty seconds. And Blue Sonic was driving a very clean race, made up 10 positions from P19 on to P9, so very well deserved for him. Really happy to see him succeed and get his first points on the board. And obviously he's gonna be trying to do the very same thing today. Did not set a quali lap. I wonder why not. I don't recall anybody having a quali ban. Maybe Moldy Goat, he crashed out last time around. Unfortunately, we did not catch that incident, so I can't make any assumptions here. But he did not set a lap, so maybe there's something going on there. Right, so things are looking to be finished very soon. In fact, Connor seems to have retired with the 136.5, and that's gonna put him right on the line. Very interesting. Does he think that's enough? He could have gone for another lap on the used tires he had and tried to improve. Or does he fancy better chances if he can keep more tires up? Obviously that could be a strategy call for the race. haven't talked about it yet. So I think you can, if you want to go very fast, you can do the soft to hard strategy, but this track is very harsh on tire life, so you have to be very conservative with your tires. Maybe Connor is instead trying to go for a two-stop with soft tires for 2 stints, so he wants to keep at least one fresh set for the race and hopes for the best right now. But we do have times being set now, blunt rules trying again, as well as CW right behind him, so we're gonna stick to CW now, but he's actually on an outlap, so never mind that. So we're gonna follow blunt rules on his lap. He is on the line, he did not set a lap yet. He did, I assume, go to the pit as I was suggesting. And maybe this time around he can hook up the last sector. The hairpin he did quite nicely, but then he's losing it on the curb, trying to accelerate, and that's gonna make life very hard for him. But Crazy Shadow is within reach. However, can he do a 136? A 137 to get rid of Connor? By the way, Bimmer guy has a 137.6, so I don't know why he's showing in P14. Something is bugged here. If Connor gets deleted from Q1 because of that, that's no good. Another hit on the wall. The blunt rules does set a time, but goes last from all the timed drivers so far. Now we have CW approaching behind him. Can he make up some time and set a safe good lap here? Very nervous. I suppose that's some kind of connection issue, but if not, then he's very nervous on the pad, 100% on the pad. Oh, apparently some Tokyo drifting was happening. Crazy Shadow and Connor, maybe they did some contact here. There was some Tokyo drift going on, I suppose that's what Connor says. All Albion must have seen it as well. He's laughing. Unfortunately, we did not catch that. Oh, and the same thing for CW. That curve, it will spit you out. You have to be super careful with it. You cannot go full throttle when you accelerate out of that corner, as mentioned. You gotta play it very safe and taking a lot of risk here, CW. But so far, looking okay. Can he set a decent time here? He's approaching the 130s onto the penultimate corner, and it's not gonna be enough. He's gonna go post a 139.2 that puts him P16. Right, we finish Q1 already. Time flies. And we already have 3 guys with a 134. That is some legit level here. So I'm really looking forward to that. And we all know J-Corps is always good for a decent lap as well. He's showing his pace right away. Also Speed Alcoholic showing some very good quality pace again. I was having a chat with Speed Alcoholic during the week when I was practicing, and he is not so optimistic for the race. He said it's very touch and go to hit a good lap in quali, and this time around it must have worked like a charm. And I absolutely agree. If you mess up one corner, you lose 2-3 tenths straight away. But now we go on to Q2, and this is where things are getting spicy. The slowest times in Q1 that did qualify were around 136, 137, and that's not too far off the pace for the very fast guys. So if somebody hits a very good lap, they will certainly get to do get to qualify for Q2. And the first car on the track is Malgery Pippo. Malgery Pippo was... Oh, and what happened there? Jacobs retired. Oh, he crashed his car. Did he? There is a car on the track. We're gonna hop over and try to see what happened there. And yeah, he just lost the car on the curb there. Oh no. And fortune strikes again for Jacobs. But to be fair, oh, I mean, it's a rough one. The guy can't get it together either by misfortune of other guys running into him, or in this case, taking unnecessary risks. The session is 15 minutes long. He was just going on an outlap. Yeah, that's not good. And this time around, we're gonna have a look at some more data here. We got the soft tires on Malgery Pippo, who's starting the first lap of the session. Will he run into traffic here? Very difficult to make space on this track. If you're on a hot lap and you find some traffic in sector 3, your lap is gonna be done. But so far it's looking like he's gonna have a lot of space. And obviously the first time set will be purple. But so far it's looking okay. Oh, a bit of oversteer there, but he actually caught the car right away. That was very well done, and probably even gained him some time. Braking right on the entry curb. When the curb starts, managed that very nicely. And here again, go to the curb, brake on the curb, try to hook up the curb on the inside, then take a straight line through here. Now you brake probably onto 5th gear, lift off the throttle here, and there you can gain some time. If you stay on the throttle, you can go a bit wide because the penultimate corner is very slow anyway. Very difficult to hook up the last corner. I hit the wall insanely often during practice there. And Malgery Pippo did a 136.1 on the soft tires, but I'm pretty sure some guys on the mediums are gonna do just as well. As All Albion is through with a 136.6 behind him. Pilos posted a 137.2, and yeah, a lot of guys will be starting on the mediums. We've seen that in the tier 2 race as well, and I think a lot of guys will do the same thing here. We also have another few times here. VP set a 137.6 and a 138.0 for Gordy. Meanwhile, let's have a look at Bimmer Guy, also on the mediums. Purple middle sector for him. Maybe running low downforce, but that's gonna make life difficult in the last sector. The car is not looking too stable, so I suppose he indeed has some lower level of downforce, and that's a 138.6 so far, the slowest out of the medium runners to post a lap. The next guy to enter is JJ, and Pietro goes on a 135.9 somehow on the mediums. I don't know how he does it. He's got ridiculous pace. JJ did a 136.9 and David Boyer 137.1. So we're looking for, I suppose, 137s with all the medium runners. Pilos did a 137.1 as well on the second lap, I think. He did 2 laps, so yeah. We do have one more guy on a hot lap now. Sean Kino waited out the traffic, he's going very wide and trying to accelerate on the curb here as well. This track is notorious for spitting out cars if you hit the curbs. You have to be very gentle on the throttle. And we've seen that a few times now. A lot of guys struggle with the curbs on this track. But now he does hit the braking point better. The car very unstable over that second curb. But the exit, he managed to do it quite nicely. Getting some good traction out of here. Now on to the long, well, it's a straight, basically DRS here as well. And oh, he's almost stopped the car there. That was definitely not perfect. But he did go purple, so he must be running very low downforce as well. I can guarantee you guys, I tried it, but this track you have to put some serious downforce. If you go for some 4.8 wings or 3.8 wings, you're gonna lose so much time because you can't make up the time on the straight that you lose in sector 3 and in the Omega corners. He messed up the turn in there on the last corner, and that's gonna be a 137.4 for Sean Kino. Now we have Saucy. He is back with some strong pace, as we can see already, qualifying for for Q2, and also realizes the medium tire is probably the best to start on, especially for the guys on the pad. The pad, very hard to keep your tires running, extend the lifetime of your tires on the pad. It's really difficult, so I can understand why people go for the medium to hard here. However, it would be good to see some more guys deviate from that. So far, it's only Malgery Pippo, Speed Alcoholic, and Liam Stuff. Can they set some serious lap times here and kick out some other guys who try to go for the mediums? Ooh, very scruffy here from Speed Alcoholic, but he can still post a good time there. I think it's gonna be the connection. It's looking very unstable here. That's a 135.5 for him. Puts him P1, and that should be an easy qualification for Q3. A bit of a lock up there. You want to conserve the tires now that you're through. Then we have Lame Stuff. Again, Sector 1 purple here for him. We can expect something like that. Only 3 guys are on the soft tires, so it's between them who can out-qualify here. And we see VP is doing another out lap. Also Bimmer Guy and Saucy seem to be on a lap as well. Saucy might be going into the pits. Maybe he's doing another lap. Bimmer Guy, not sure if he went on the same mediums. They're gonna be cooked if he can qualify. You don't want to start with tires that are 6 laps old, or even 7. So I hope he took on some new rubber. Oh, and he's barely making space there. Good reaction from him, just in time. Saw Lame Stuff approaching. Must have cost him some time regardless, but it's looking good enough for a 135.3. Puts him P1. And now only a few guys left here. We got Saucy trying to do another run. He's 6 seconds up on whatever happened to him on his best lap so far. Ah, that must have been... Oh no, that's the second lap he set, so he's gonna be on an in lap now. He improved to P6 there with a 136.5. And now on the line we have VP, Gordy and Bimmer Guy, and guess who's out? It's Gordy. Gordy trying to improve here. He put on the soft tires, and I think that's a good call. Make sure you get through. Try to set a decent 135 if possible. And hope for the best in Q3. Staying on the inside very long here. Braking now. Oh, he is still on the outlet, my bad. I already saw him going like he's on a hot lap. Right, and all the guys that are on the bubble are going out again. Sean Kino, he probably put on some new mediums. He definitely wants to start on those, but the last time he went out, the lap wasn't good enough. VP on the softs, and Bimmer Guy also on the softs. So very interesting what's happening now. Some guys, I think Pietro will be fine. He somehow managed to do a 135 on the mediums. I think that's gonna be enough. I don't think all the guys can manage to do a 135 here. So he's looking very good, but the other medium runners, they start to look a bit shaky. All Albion still probably within the safety zone here with a 136.1, but behind him the pressure will be mounting. And now we have Gordy going on his quick lap. Can he improve to the top 10 here? He is only slightly faster in sector 1. Must have hit it very nicely on his medium run or very badly on his soft run. Exit not fluent, but still okay. And what I can already see, much less traffic problems in the qualifying compared to the tier 2 race. So the guys are taking careful lines here. Oh, and almost losing the car there on the curb. As mentioned, every curb is freaking deadly. They are not big, they are not tall, but they do spit you out. All those slightly bumpy curbs, they spit you out. Slight correction here, and then off he goes, and oh, that's... For now it's good, but that's probably gonna be beaten by a few guys who are also on the soft tires, as for example JJ. But let's have a look here. VP is setting a purple middle sector. Oh, and that's looking very promising from him. Look how he navigates this part of the track. That's much better than most guys. Going a bit wide here, not going on the throttle here, but oh, braking very late. That's gonna mess up his line onto the last corner. Oh, and a little touch there on the wall, but it's still gonna be good enough for 135.4. And VP is gonna go through to Q3 as well. Then Sean Kino pits again, doesn't improve, but Bimmer Guy on the soft tire, he might be improving. So let's see what he can do. And it's looking quite interesting here. I have no clue who's gonna be in or out, as Pilos goes P1 with a 135.3. And the lights are going out for most of the medium runners here. Bimmerguy can barely not make it. He's P11 right now, but that's actually gonna be a really good position for him in the race if he can stay on P11. Gory on the brink of elimination now. His 136.8 might not be enough, might be beaten by guys like David Boyer. Not faster in Sector 1. Sector 2, pardon me. But let's see what he can do. Nicely navigating the SS section. Can he stay to the inside? Much better than we've seen before from VP, I believe, who ran a bit wide there. He can make the car go straight very quickly here, and that's looking promising. It's a 136.2, puts him P9, and Gordy is out, and Saucy goes P1 on a soft lap as well with a 135.1. And oh boy, as expected, only two guys can make it here, and Bimmerguy has invalidated his lap, so no contention for him. So that's it. Gordy is out, Bimmerguy is out, Sean Kino is out, and Jacobs destroyed his car on the out lap. But yeah, I think Gordy can be really happy with that. He was not looking to be competitive in Q3, I believe. As you can see from the difference in lap time to the next guy in line, David Boyer. So I think for him that's probably the best to get a good race going. He has the free choice of tires. He can put on fresh tires as well. And David Boyer will have to pull something out of the hat here in Q3. He is looking to be on the line for a P10 so far, but obviously we got some other guys like Mallory Pippo who are also struggling on the pace here. Looked much better in Brazil, was fighting for some solid points, but yeah, just got too many penalties and track invalidations, that is. So looking forward to see Mallory Pippo have a cleaner race this time around, not in terms of driving style. I can't really comment on that. I've not seen any big mistakes from him last time around. But yeah, if you get I think it was 19 seconds of penalties, something crazy, so there's going to be a lot of track invalidations in there. Obviously Vietnam, it's much more difficult. Not even. I mean, Brazil is very difficult to invalidate as well. So, and Vietnam is not really notorious for invalidations either. Basically, only the second circular section towards the end of the first of the DRS straight, leading on to the last DRS. But yeah, looking forward to see some guys pull out some crazy lap times here. So far from what we've seen, I think Pietro is looking the strongest. I was practicing with him the other day with Bucker as well, and he was very consistent on his lap times. And to see him do such a good medium lap, that is quite astonishing for me. I don't know how he did it. I'm struggling to get within the 135s on the soft tires, but he just makes it look easy. So lots of guys are on the track already, and the first guy out, again, Mallory Pippo. Warming up the tires. Obviously Q3, it really doesn't matter which tire you take. You want to take the softest tire, you want to go as fast as you can, or the entire journey towards Q3 is kind of useless if you can't show some true pace in Q3. It's all for none. So very excited to see how this is gonna unfold. I'm gonna predict the 134.7 again for pole position. As mentioned, really difficult to hook up. You got track evolution, but if you don't hook it up, track evolution is, yeah, it's not the biggest factor here. In Monza, obviously, that would be a track where track evolution is gonna play a big difference. Here, not so much. It's more about getting a clean lap, getting a good run, playing it safe, at the same time being committed to the corners as Mallory Pippo is approaching the first lap, and Leemstuff getting out, but getting out of the way quite nicely there. Just seen him in time. And yeah, again, struggling on the curb, losing the car almost, just barely held it there. And that's not gonna be the best Sector 1. Can he do better in Sector 2? Taking quite a wide line there, but the exit is looking better. Onto the hairpin then. Getting through there, but it looks like he's struggling this time around. And it's probably not gonna be the fastest lap out of all the bankers, and hitting the wall. Ooh, yeah, that's not gonna be good enough. Let's go to the next guy. We got VP, who did a better Sector 2 than Mallory Pippo here. Finished the lap as it looks, posting a 136.9. That's not gonna be good enough. VP now on to the start finish straight. Does a 135.2. That's a really good banker lap here. He's already looking good for a P5 or upwards, and David Boyer just behind him with the 136.3. Then we got All Albion with a 134.5. A 0.5? What? He is looking very strong. Pietro did quite a scruffy lap there. A 135.5. Maybe just played it safe to get a delta, get a safe lap time in. And Saucy, a 134.8. Looking very strong again on his pace. And did we mention JJ? He did a 135.6. Now we got a few guys who are still going for the banker laps. I think, yeah, it's gonna be Pilos who will end his next lap. Oh, we just have to show some lap time here. There we go. 133, 5.4 puts him P4 for now. I think he's gonna be quite happy with that, and still has another set of tires to maybe improve on that. On to Leemstuff, showing quite promising pace here once again, and nicely navigating the last corners, and that's looking good. It's a 134.7, puts him in P2, and Haas are looking good. I did not expect to ever say that sentence before, but yeah, Leemstuff and Saucy on P2 and 3 respectively. Very nice times from them being set here. Is VP going for another lap? He is 4/10ths down. I'm gonna assume he's abandoning this one. And the only one to not set a lap so far is Speed Alcoholic. So let's see what Speed Alcoholic can do. Was looking very good in Q2. Onto the last corner. navigating it quite nicely, and that's a good time. That's a 1:34.6 for him. As we hit the 10 viewer mark, thank you guys for getting in here, watching the race, enjoying the race with me. Obviously, this is gonna be quite a race. Again, this time around, thanks for everybody watching, and hope you can enjoy the race here. So yeah, I think everybody, since the track is so long, everybody is only gonna have one more run. And so far, yeah, Marjorie Pippo, David Boyer and JJ, they are looking to be on the line for a very weak starting position. JJ won the last race, so he's not gonna be satisfied with a P8 here. At least I can't assume that's gonna be his ambition when he starts a race. So I'm looking forward to see him improve. He's going out right now, and to be honest, that might be very tricky. A lot of guys will wait maybe one more minute to go out, and he might end up in some traffic. Also, right behind him, Marjorie Pippo. Same for Marjorie Pippo here. I hope these guys don't run into traffic on their hot lap. They only have one more chance to improve here. If this isn't good enough, it's probably KO for them. Except when they put in some more fuel, they might be doing 2 hot laps. They definitely have enough time to do so if they wish to. Also Saucy going for the outlap now. We've got 4-5 cars now going on the track. VP is leaving the pits as well. Yeah, and I think events are gonna start coming in very soon here. JJ is about to enter Sector 3. Going for his last chance to improve here, possibly. Maybe we can have a look at the telemetry. It does not show. Yeah, it doesn't show the amount of fuel people put in. But then let's go with JJ. Break shortly after the 100 meters. You can hook up the inside here. He decides to do it very clean. About here on the DRS line, you have to brake a little bit to get the line. He's navigating it quite okay this time around. Staying very far on the inside as well. Purple first sector for him. Shortly before the 100 you want to brake here to hook up the inside curb. Oh, a little wiggle there. And not the best line on the exit, but can he make up for lost time here? You can't do any mistakes at this point if you want to qualify far up the grid. DRS is open now. But so far this is looking like a decent lap from JJ. Can he make up maybe 5/10 and put himself into contention here? Brake around the curb. You can hook up the inside a bit. Nicely done. Flat out here. Then put the car straight to brake. He's doing it very nicely this time around. You can go very far on the inside here. Also here you can hook up the inside. Put the car straight. And oh, a bit of oversteer on the exit, but still keeping it intact, and it's looking very good. That's a 1:34.5, and JJ is on provisional pole position. Behind him, Marjorie Pippo does improve, but only to 1:36.0. And behind Marjorie, we got Pietro on his next flying lap. And is somebody else finishing his lap? That's Saucy. Saucy with the 1:34.5 as well. Is in P3, just barely behind All Albion. And who else is coming onto the line? It's Speed Alcoholic, did a 134.6, and behind him we had David Boyer, a 135.7. That's not good enough. And I believe David and Mallory Pippo might have been outdone here by their opponents. They get another chance if they have enough fuel, but they have to pull something crazy out of the hat here. And VP did the provisional pole lap here, beating JJ by 3 thousandths. That's amazing. He just barely kept it together. Somehow a 134.5 from him as well. And All Albion has invalidated his lap, so no improvement from him. The guy I'm looking forward to seeing is Pietro now, who had amazing pace so far, but it doesn't look like he's gonna be improving here, losing the car a bit. But now he is on the way. Oh, and a bit of damage here, possibly. Oh yeah, the car goes very wide here. He is sliding quite a bit. Not enough downforce on his setup, I believe. But he's still looking okay. Maybe no damage for him. Very nicely taken the last corner. And it's a 134.6. At least he can salvage to P5. Saucy not on the lap. Who is on the lap? Liam Staff is on the lap. But also we got David Boyer. No, he's coming in. Liam Staff seems to be the last guy on a hot lap. All Albion did invalidate, so yeah. And behind him, there's Saucy as well. He can improve a bit maybe as... Oh, and yeah, he completely messed up that last corner. No improvement for him, and Saucy into the pits. And that's it. VP snatching pole position from JJ, who put out some lap that I didn't expect from him. And that's what you can see here. You have to put the best lap at the best possible time. On this track, it's a very demanding track, and VP and JJ, they just got their lap together right when it counted. So props to them. And on the second row we have All Albion and Saucy. Then we got Pietro, Speed Alcoholic. On the fourth row we got Liam Staff and Pilos. And David Boyer and Mallory Pippo make up the top 10. And yeah, for the guys interested, so Moody Games unfortunately couldn't be here. I was hoping he might be in time for the race, but he's got some important stuff to do, so he's not gonna be able to commentate with me, and probably won't be able to do so in the coming races as well. So that's a big loss. It's always good to have some guy with you commentating, and he's doing a great job as well. He already said he's gonna do a farewell commentary, so I'm looking forward to that. But for now, yeah, let's focus on the race. We got JJ in a very good position, basically out of nowhere. And VP, these two, they've been battling last week as well. I remember JJ and VP, they were the guys in front the entire time. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who gets a better getaway. Obviously the turn 1 in Tier 2 was quite the disaster. We got lots of cars with damage. So I'm hoping for something else for the Tier 1 race. Obviously the turn 1 is very sharp. You wanna try to get the outside to move around the cars. But if you can't, you might just get boxed in, lose some fronting. And you can see, as always, the pit strategy very off from the game. But thanks for the effort anyway. Obviously one of those strategies is quite decent, not gonna lie. The soft medium strategy is pretty decent, and I think some guys are gonna do this strategy. Uh, as mentioned, the fastest strategy probably is the soft to hards, but most guys try to make it on the mediums, but we only have 2 medium runners in the top 10, I believe. Let's take a quick look here. And yeah, we got all Albion with the 2 Ferrari on this. Everyone else outside the top 10 starting on the alternative strategy. So it's basically up to the soft runners. Get rid of all Albion and Pietro as fast as they can. And then try to make sure to stick with VP and JJ in case positions don't change. Obviously on the start the medium tire is not as good as the soft tire. As Harry Ellison said, and yeah, J-Corps, he was out in Q2, destroyed his car, but I think he's gonna find something. If he can survive the first corner, I'm pretty sure he's gonna have some really good pace again. And I think it might actually be... Oh, and Moldy Goat and Blunt Roos are already disqualified from the session. They must have touched there. I don't know how they always do it, but Moldy Goat disqualified from the formation lap again. That happened in Brazil as well, and at some point you got to get it together. And quite the front runners. Look who's back, and that cooled down the tires for all the front runners. Aye, that's not optimal. But now everybody's getting ready, and it's looking good for a start. And the lights go on. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go for the Vietnam Grand Prix. Who gets a good getaway? VP still in front, JJ barely hanging on here, but VP getting an amazing start again. And is there already some carnage behind him? It's looking good for VP and JJ. They managed to get through turn 1 quite nicely. Behind them, it looks to be Saucy. And Saucy is on P3 already. And there we go, that's the predicted pit stop strategy that I'm looking for. And all Albion in P4, Speed Alcoholic behind him on P5, Pietro P6. And look who got an amazing start here, Sean Kino, already up 5 positions. He's on P8 now on the alternative strategy. That's amazing for him. And the big losers are Pilos and Bimmerguy. Bimmerguy on P20, he must have gotten damaged there, oh no. But Sean Kino and Connor as well. So Connor is on P11. He did an amazing start. Can he get some more guys here? Oh, it's so close now. Trying to go on the outside here, but Mallory Pippa on the soft tires. Still looking nice here. And Sean Kino is up to P5. What is he pulling out here? P6 now, slotting in behind Speed Alcoholic. And that's the best start I've seen him do all season long. I've not seen a similarly good start. That's like Mick Schumacher levels of starting here. And oh, what happened there? JJ is in the pit. Oh no, does he have damage there? Oh, disaster for JJ. And not only JJ is in the pit, we got oh, I can't keep up with that. We got Liam Stuff in the pit as well, and CW is in the pit, and Crazy Shadow is in the pit as well. Oh no, it's disaster for some of the guys. And that's alright, that's a mistake. David Barr is not a P1 here. So let's have a look here. It's lap 3 VP, like as he just likes to get away, get the 3 seconds straight away. No DRS for anybody behind him at the ready. He is gone again. And behind him, Saucy now on to P2. He is outside of the DRS of All Albion, but he's still within reach. Can he close the gap? But how Speed Alcoholic is approaching already, and this long straight, very good to overtake guys here. All Albion is trying to defend the inside, but there's no defending here. Can Speed Alcoholic spot the breaking point? Oh, he's going very deep here on the inside, not leaving any room for All Albion. That's not the cleanest racing I've seen this weekend. And Sean Kino does manage to get P5 now. He is with All Albion looking the best now for the medium guys. Now it's all about finding your pace, staying safe, and oh no, he hit the wall there! And that must be damage. It's probably a yellow wing, but that's gonna cost him some severe lap time, but he has to stay out for now. And that's gonna put back on the map Pietro Bastia, who is on P6. Only lost one position here on the start. He is just gonna try to play it calm now. David Boyer on P7 making up time as well. Got past Pilos now. Pilos looked good in the quali, but maybe the race pace is not as good. David is usually really good in the race, already behind Pietro now. And behind them, out of the DRS, Mallory Pippo, but in the DRS of Mallory Pippo, Connor is approaching, and look who's approaching as well, J-Corps. Out of nowhere, he is in P10 now. And making up a lot of time here, and probably able to get Mallory Pippo on the main straight. As I mentioned, J-Corps, he is on a roll. When he gets his start going and gets a race, he will show some pace, and that's exactly what he's doing right here on the medium tire as well, as David goes past Pietro now. And this is what happens on the DS. Oh, but Pietro fighting on the inside, and there's a little bit of argy-bargy, but it's looking very clean from both of them. It's just very close here, and Jacobs is through on Mallory Pippo, but Connor didn't get through there. So Connor slotting in behind them, but Mallory Pippo is on the better tire, and might be able to hold on here in the DRS of Jacobs, but Jacobs already looking good to escape here. He's made up some solid gap already, almost into the second. 8 tenths behind Mallory Pippo, 9 tenths. He's gonna have the DRS at least once. Can he navigate the first few corners to stay within the DRS? But he's already looking to be outside, and Connor is just lurking behind, trying to get a shot. Behind him we got Blunt Rules, who's making up 6 positions on the start. Moldy Goat as well, 6 positions up from the start. Bimmer Guy lost a few positions, but I think he was amongst those guys who pitted, if I remember correctly. No, he's got to be the last one not to pit. JJ went into the pits. Pretty disastrous start for him. He pulled out such a good lap, and then this happens as Connor goes past Mallory Pippo. Also Liam Stuff, who's got pretty solid pace. He also had to pit, probably had some wing damage there as well. Gordy must have gone to the pit as well, put on the soft tire now. He was on the medium, so he definitely got some damage there. CW put on the hard tire. That's, in my opinion, the smartest choice here. If you have to pit, you go for the hards, try to extend as long as you can, hope for a good safety car timing. And if not, you're gonna have a really fast tire towards the end. And oh, what is Crazy Shadow doing? He just straight up dive bombed there. Oh my god, he's completely messed up his braking there. I don't know what the hell happened there, but that looked quite dangerous. He could have just collected CW there. And the last survivor here, Blue Sonic, he must have also gotten damage and had to pit again, I suppose, because he started on the mediums as well. So not the good start that he was hoping for this time around. And it's not looking good for him this time. But then on the front, we still have a lot of battles here. Smaller DRS trains are starting to show, with Speed Alcoholic behind Saucy, and then just barely within the DRS, David Boyer can hold on here. Pietro is also closing in, Pilos, right next to him, is having a quick look on the inside, but decides not to do anything drastic here. And I think Pilos will be happy to stick with those guys. And look who's behind them already. J-Corps on a medium tire. His pace is ridiculous. He's making up places left, right and center. And Pilos, we know he does not save any ERS. But J-Corps, he has plenty of ERS to play with. And is gonna get past him. Probably not enough to get Pietro. He's slotting him behind him. Very nicely done from the guys, and that's a big DRS train there. Connor trying to go on the outside from Mallory Pippo. No space on the outside there, and Connor gets a warning. I don't think he deserves this warning here. I don't know about the other two ones, but Mallory Pippo not leaving any space on the outside there. That's not the cleanest driving, to be honest. And CW also gets a penalty here. Crazy Shadow also got a penalty beforehand, and Blunt Rules is looking quite good so far on P12. He's lost the connection to Connor, but he is also on the medium tire and might be able to extend his first stint to go for the hard tires and do a simple one-stop strategy. But behind, the guys are coming back slowly. But look at the differences in time. A lot of stuff must be happening here. Liam stuff, he's 8.5 seconds behind Bimmer guy. Gordy is also 7 seconds behind. Huge gaps here from guys that we also know to have. Oh, and there's a front wing gone. That's probably, yeah, that's Crazy Shadow. He lost his front wing there, at least the end plate. And that's gonna make life easy for JJ to overtake him now. But JJ, yeah, he put on the hot tires, that's the best he can do, but for him so far a disaster race. He probably just wants to get out and quit right now, but he's gonna have to stick through, hope that there's a safety car again. Oh, and he goes on the inside to get clear of Crazy Shadow. I think that's good to risk a warning here. And in front of that, there's CW, he's approaching him as well. Does CW have damage? His wing is looking good, so he must be just off the pace this time around. But yeah, JJ not within reach so far. But on the DRS straight, it's gonna look better. He's so close, he's definitely gonna be able to catch him here. A lot of ERS as well for him. But CW trying to defend. Oh, he's wiggling a lot. He's weaving. What is happening here? That's... Oh, that is so disturbing. What is happening here? Loss of connection, and CW just straight up destroyed his car. Yeah, that's... His connection was quite laggy, and I think that's put up a safety car. It looks like a safety car here. Now the question is, who's gonna pit? Gordy is pitting again, and... Wait, what? David Boyer disqualified? What did he do? Oh, I completely missed that one. But Gordy seems to be the only guy who managed to get to the pits when the safety car started, so that's perfect for him. He can possibly go to the end with hard tires. Looks like he's also exchanging a front wing here. Oh yes, but he's going for the soft tire. Don't like this call at all. You have to here do something different. I don't think the soft tires are good here when you get a safety car. But let's move to the front here. Is anybody gonna pit? This is the perfect time to pit. Also for the guys in front. Also for VP. Is he gonna take the pit lane now? Right behind him, Speed Alcoholic closing up now, and VP is going to the pits. Speed Alcoholic is staying... No, he's also going in. Saucy is also going in. And I have no clue what happened there to David Boyer, but he got disqualified then. No clue what happened. All Albion is also pitting, and all the guys are going to be pitting. Sean Kino in the pit, Pietro right behind him, J-Corps, and if you consider the qualifying J-Corps had, I think this is perfect for him. Almost perfect. I mean, the safety car on lap 12 would have been better for him, for sure. but I think he's gonna take it. He is on, provisionally on, I think he was P6 already, making up 8 spots, as well as Sean Kibo. These guys have the best start out of everyone. And what happened there? VP, P3. Did he have wing damage that he had to fix? I mean, for him that's probably gonna be okay then. Let's have a quick look at the tires, because I'm not sure who put on which. So Speed Alcoholic, smart choice in my opinion, going for the hard tires, except you expect to pit anyway. Then the medium is obviously gonna be the tire of your choice, and a lot of guys seem to think so. Saucy, BP, All Albion, and Pilos, they all did so. Pietro, Malgery, Pippo also on the mediums. Crazy Shadow went to the mediums. Who hasn't pitted? Liam Stuff on hards did not pit. Also JJ won't have to pit with his fresh mediums hards as well. But then bring everything back together, and I think that's probably good for a lot of guys here. And I see already we got a lot of fans for J-Corps here in the chat. That you're gonna trust in your guy, and he's having a great race so far. He elected to go for the soft tire, however. Very interesting. He did use the mediums on the first stint, and he destroyed his car on the mediums in Q2, so probably just wanted to get some the freshest rubber out there. But these tires, they don't hold on for too long. You can maybe go 10 laps with fresh softs, but they deteriorate really quickly. But yeah, I think as expected, the safety car will come out at some point. I think that's a fair assumption here in Vietnam. It's so hard to navigate all those difficult corners and very narrow, so I'm happy we got away to quite a decent first part of the race. We didn't have any major incidents, only a few guys did receive some damage on the start, but overall I think it was going quite okay. And yeah, we have some very big changes here, and it's the first time I think that Speed Alcoholic can live up to his name and show some speed in the race as well. He was having a really good qualifying pace in, I think, every race I've seen him, but he was not able to convert that in the race so far. And this time around he is in a very good position. He can maybe even get through on the hard tires. They're gonna be very fresh with those 2 laps behind the safety car, so I think he is, for now, he is in the best position. Big question here is, what about J-Corps, Sean, Kino, Connor, and maybe even Blunt Rules? These guys, they went to the soft tires. They have to make up time. They desperately have to get away from some other cars here and try to get a race going. If they don't make up big time on the restart, it's going to be very difficult to stay in front of the medium runners, as they will have to pit again and go for the slower tire towards the end of the race. The medium runners will have a chance to maybe even go to the softs towards the end. I mean, it is 20 laps to the end, but you never know, right? You could go 12 laps, I think, on the mediums. It's quite manageable. And if you can extend to 12 laps and then go for the softs towards the end, you're gonna be rapid. So everybody just trying to keep the tires on temperature right now. Especially the hard tires, they are very, very cold. It's almost impossible behind a safety car to warm up hard tires. The mediums, I guess, are okay-ish. You can certainly get some temperature in them. It's going to be very hard to get them over 80 degrees behind the safety car. The softs, you can quite easily manage to keep temperature on them. And I think we're getting back together here. Let's take a quick look at penalties. Oh, and Saucy in P2 has a 5-second penalty. He must have missed the pit entry then. And Connor, as we mentioned, on 3 seconds. And oh, what happened there? Crazy Shadow coming together with Moldy Goat here, I suppose. And Moldy Goat again. Oh yeah, he's missing half of his front wing. I don't know whose fault that is, but Moldy Goat is very often in incidents. And at some point I gotta start questioning, maybe he's doing something wrong. And he destroyed his car on Crazy Shadow. He just went straight to the back of him. What the fuck, dude? That, yeah, I don't know if that was frustration, but what the fuck was that? I mean, that's, yeah, I don't know about that, but that's no good. That is no good. And that's, yeah, I mean, the penalties for Crazy Shadow, this one has to be removed. He could not do anything about it. He was right behind Blue Sonic. How is he gonna avoid that contact? And he not only went into the back of him, I mean, Moldy Goat, that is, he destroyed his car on him, so that must have been a big impact. He just went straight to the back of Crazy Shadow there. And I didn't see Crazy Shadow do crazy wiggles or decelerate rapidly. I think it was just behind the other car, not being able to do anything about that. I'd have to see it again, but yeah. Oh, and there's more penalties! No! Liam Stuff and Pietro had a collision, and the race is back on. And did Pietro get damage here on the restart? Oh no! No, Pietro is missing half his end plate there. Oh no, the right on the restart was Liam Stuff holding him up. What happened there? Didn't quite catch that one, as Saucy is losing 3 positions at one time. He messed up his front wing there as well, and now that puts back Pilos and Sean Kino into contention. Sean Kino going past Pilos there as well. Amazing driving here. What is happening now on the restart? Speedagolic got away on the hard tires somehow, but then VP or Albion J Corps, he made up so many positions again. I mean, look at the guy. He's 10 positions up now. And there you go. Pilos in P5 now. Also making up lots of time here on the restart. Sean Kino still in a very good spot here. And Connor behind him making up 8 positions as well. Blunt Rules is on P13 now. Also making up time. JJ is still stuck in traffic here massively. But he's also on the used hard tires, so... yeah, probably a race for him to forget already. It's gonna be difficult. I think he can make some points, but it's gonna be hard to get back into contention as there's another yellow flag. But it looks like everything is okay now. And oh, big changes of oh, and there we go. Saucy and Pietro go to the box. So Saucy, yeah, he damaged his front wing, I think, by himself. Gordy also pitting again. Oh no, it's disaster again. Gordy, the second time he's losing parts of his car. But yeah, we're gonna come back to that later as battles are unfolding here for the top spots. And we have a 3-man group here in front, but Jacobs is already behind them. He's almost in the DRS. He has to make up time though, because he put on the soft tires. And not only him, but Sean Kino as well. He is in the DRS of J-Corps. And Pilos, I think Pilos in a very good spot here. He's got the medium tires. If they can drag him along to catch up to all Albion, VP and Speed Alcoholic, that would be perfect. And the huge DRS train is building now from P1 to P7. And Liamstuff can also maybe get back into contention here after his collision with Pietro. I think we're gonna have to see that again at some point. Not sure what happened there, but probably one of the guys at fault here. I mean, technically it could be a racing incident on the restart, obviously. You never know what happened there. But yeah, big trains coming up. Liamstuff on the hard tires, however, so he is not going to be able to hold on. And what happened there? Sean Kino is pitting again, and that to me looks like he's got damage. He would not pit there with the fresh soft tires if he didn't have damage, and it's a disaster for him again. He's in a good position, but then it just goes downhill from there, and Blunt Rules as well has to pit, and not only him, Blue Sonic as well. They all have to go to the box. And that's gonna switch things up, and look, JJ, he's suddenly in P9, he's looking for maybe some solid points here again. And, oh, another yellow flag here. Did somebody destroy their car? So far it's looking okay. I see cars moving here. Maybe we can have a look there. Oh yeah, that's 2 cars pitting, alright. And Speed Alcoholic still outside of the DRS, and as Albion gets past VP here, protecting the inside, nicely done. That's the power of the DRS on this big straight. And look who's behind them, getting close as Saucy left the session. Saucy is out, Saucy is out. Saucy must have destroyed his car there as well, or didn't see a chance again. He did so in the pits, so I don't know if that's a rage quit or something, but yeah. And suddenly, after a horrible qualifying, Connor is in P5. He does have the penalty, but I think a few guys will get some more penalties here. So maybe he's looking for some solid points here again. Oh, and there's a comment by David. He got spun into the wall by Sean Kino under the safety car. Oh. Oh, and he got DSQ'd because he went... Oh, I see, David. Yeah, that happened to Moody Games as well in Canada. He was trying to reverse back to the track, but if you do that, the game will disqualify you if you don't turn around within 10 seconds, I believe. Including standing time as well. I think so. Oh no, that's... If you were streaming, David, right? So you got footage of that. I don't know what happened there. I did not catch that incident, but that's really unlucky, yeah. Oh no. Yeah, again we have some stuff going on here. Yeah, David, you can send it to me on the Discord. I mean, I'm not in the stewards team, so I can't decide. But if he spun you, it's... I mean, from what you say, it should be quite obvious, to be honest. But yeah, it's disaster again. And also, just to mention, David was looking really good the last 2 races in Brazil. Made up a lot of time, got to the podium in the end. And this time around also looking to get some solid points here, so that's really unfortunate. And yeah, it seems like somebody always has the curse. I don't know if you touched J-Corps in the qualifying or something, but he had the curse for the last few races. Maybe he put it on to you this time around. And oh, we can see already, so just to move back to what's happening on the track, J-Corps is 2 seconds behind now of VP, and that must be the soft tire slowly going off now. Yeah, they're 6 laps old. Connor can still stick with him. Pilos, now he has to get past these guys, but the problem is he is the 3rd car in the DRS train as Pietro gets another 3 seconds. Oh no! Oh, it's gonna throw everything upside down, and the only guy who always gets through, at least in this race, after quite the comeback drive last time around as Jacobs goes past Connor here. So yeah, the only guy who's at the front of the points table to have a good race for now is All Albion. I think VP is also doing quite okay in the standings, so if he can get a top 3 here, that would also be fantastic for him. He was not too optimistic about the race. I think nobody was. And rightly so. This track is very demanding. If you lose focus for 1 second, you're in the wall, you're in another car, you spin around. This track is absolutely brutal. And now you can see J-Corps and the group he's pulling along. They are losing time massively, and yeah, it looks like Speed Alcoholic has some really solid pace this time around and is not messing around this time. And Pilos now, maybe can he get past? Connor is past J-Corps now. All of these guys have to pit, but it's time for Pilos to make up time if he wants to get past these guys in the long run. Their tires are gonna go off quite rapidly and they're losing a lot of time to the guys in front. Let's have a quick look at the rest of the field. We got Liamstaff, who is 3 seconds behind already. Also, no, he is on the hard tires, so his tires are gonna come back to life very soon now. But oh no, he's on old tires, right? He did not pit on the safety cars, so probably the best time now for him to pit would be right now. And then Malgery Pippo has to pit again, and behind him lurking, JJ is back on form now. He found a second life here in this race, is up to P9 after the horrible start he had with some damage that he had to pit for, and he is looking good. Can he make it to the end? I think he has to try and go for that. Bimmer guy is also finally looking to get some points on board. He was quite unlucky, I think, in some of the last races, but this time around he managed to get back into contention. Obviously there was a lot of stuff going on in the first part of the race, and I think he was also involved in some sort of accident. I think he went to the pit as well, if I'm not mistaken, but he's looking good now, and he only has 11 laps on 8 lap old hard tires to... I think he can do that and maybe make up time then. Pietro, yeah, he's having a rough race, just trying to salvage anything he can, but for now, with the penalties he got, it's not looking like he can make up any points here. And Sean Kino, he will finish the race now on these tires if there's no other incidents involving him. Maybe he can battle back up. Gordy, yeah, his race must be a nightmare. A lot of guys are having trouble. Oh, and Blue Sonic just crashed into the wall there. And again. And the tires are fresh as well. I hope he doesn't have any damage there. And some other guys are approaching behind him already. And yeah, oh, this race is loaded with stuff. Let's go back to the front for now. VP is losing time here. He is outside of the DRS now. And Pilos finally getting through because J-Corps has pitted now. Will probably go for another set of soft tires, I think. And oh, he has to fix his nose as well. Damage on J-Corps' car, and that's gonna put his effort right back into the grave. He's gonna lose around 6 seconds from that. So his undercut will have to be massive to make up time for that. And that's putting all the guys behind back into contention. If some of these guys in front have damage, my god, that's gonna completely turn around this race. And now there's a big gap. Look at VP. He is in no man's land now. And 5 seconds behind him is the group with Connor and Pilos. They are very far away from the other guys. Can Pilos overtake him on the outside? The softs are done at this point. This time it's clean racing from both of them, and Pilos is going through. I suppose Connor has to pit now. I mean, these tires, they are done for. You have to pick up fresh rubber at some point, and he is massively losing time now. But maybe trying to keep the DRS one more lap and going on the next lap. But he's getting undercut then, big time. So let's see. Yeah, he is going to the pit now. And I think a lot of pit stops are coming out very soon. We have a lot of medium runners in the top 10 who have to make another pit stop. And that puts Liam stuff right back into it. But he has to pit again. His tires are not going to make it to the end there. And I think it's yeah, he's not a net P5, let's say it like this. Also JJ not a net P6, and Mallory Pippo looking to be in P7 right now, and this time around keeping it a bit cleaner. No penalties so far for Mallory Pippo, as Crazy Shadow has 16 seconds of penalties. And what happened there? Okay, Connor going back, and look at the undercut he got. He actually didn't get that. Yeah, he is only 2.5 seconds in front of Jacobs. Jacobs lost around 6 seconds with that front wing change. So Jacobs on the undercut, almost back into the DRS of Connor there. So the question is, can Jacobs fight back here? If he can get the DRS on Connor, he's looking good again. Behind them, Pietro has to pit again, so a bit misleading to see him in the points now. And I think there's no DRS for anybody right now. Now, all Albion, his tires are going off. You can see Speed Alcoholic. He is cruising away now as the medium's 11 laps old. That's too old to keep up with the pace, and he's falling back for VP to regain some time. VP only 1.3 seconds behind all Albion when Speed Alcoholic is cruising away. Speed Alcoholic can probably make it to the end, and that's gonna be the big question mark. If he goes to the end, how fast will these guys be on the soft tires they are gonna put on? And by the way, Pilos now onto P4. Amazing race from him again, staying out of trouble on any chance he's getting and looking very good with it. Jacobs setting the fastest lap on the new soft tires. Can anybody else take that away from him? If not, he's looking for an extra point here, as he is in the top 10. Only the guys that do a points finish can claim the extra point for the quickest lap. And Jacobs doing a good job here. He is, however, not really closing in on Connor. The gap is the same, about the same. Connor seems to have some serious race pace here, and closing in on Mallory Pippo amazingly fast. And you gotta start question, how far can Connor go? These guys in front of him, they have to pit again, and he gets a massive undercut there. He's gonna have a 3-lap undercut, as well as Jacobs. He is barely behind. He's only 3 seconds behind these guys. Connor obviously now with the DRS, he's getting very close to Mallory Pippo, as we have a switch on the front here. All Albion doing the proper thing, as well as Pilos. Smart brains from those guys. They don't want to get undercut. Use the softs while they're good. VP is getting he's getting an overcut here, but I don't think he wants to have an overcut here. He's gonna lose massively, and I think his chances to catch up to all Albion are gone at this point. And let's see where Connor comes out. He's gonna be very close to all Albion here. All Albion coming out of the pit now. Obviously Connor's tires are a bit older, as well as Jacobs, but they are within reach. It's only 2.5 seconds. They might slot in right where VP enters when VP pits. And VP again, maybe the wrong strategy call for him. He's gonna have the freshest tires, but he will have to get some excellent DRS usage to make up time for that. As we have Pietro now in the pit. Actually, no, that's Gordy, my bad. Gordy onto the hard tires now. Must have run out of soft tires to use then. And most guys pitted. Mallory Pippo on the mediums gets a... Oh, alright, that was a big corner cut. That was a really big corner cut. And destroying his car there! Going straight to the wall with the fresh rubber. And Sean Keno, another track invalidation, as it seems. Not having the best race here as well. Not keeping it clean here. And things are looking different from lap to lap now. As VP pits now, that's going to be very crucial. Where does he come out? It's gonna be... Oh, look how much time he lost to All Albion. He's already gone. And Connor is gone as well. Connor is on to P3 right now. J-Corps is going through. VP again with the wrong strategy call like last week. Even Pilos might be going through at this rate. Can Pilos get through as well? And yes, he can. No, VP is actually in front of J-Corps, but J-Corps almost in DRS then. 3 laps old, his tires, but he made very good use of that. I think that's for him, that's a very smart call to go a bit earlier, suffer towards the end of the race, but have a chance to get to the DRS of those guys. But now you see already VP's tires very fresh. The difference between 3 laps old soft tires and fresh ones is quite astonishing. And 15 seconds now for Speed Alcoholic. I think as expected he is just gonna try to get through here, but he's wiggling around already. The car does not have any grip anymore. All Albion will have 6 laps to close in a 14-second gap on fresh soft tires. And I think with the way the tires go off here and the way the track is so long and the lap times differ by quite a big margin, I think he's gonna be able to have a shot here. He has to make up about 2.5 seconds per lap as he puts the fastest time on the board, a 1:37.2. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna get back to that later on, but for now we can already see VP has closed in on Connor. J-Corps is just stranded now, and not only stranded, behind him Pilos is on very fresh tires as JJ puts the fastest lap with a 1:37.0. JJ is in P8 right now, but Liam Stuff, we know he has very good pace. I think P8 is gonna be the best JJ can do if nothing else happens in front of him. And now we have 2 guys on very fresh rubber. VP, I think he misjudged there. He lost 6 seconds to All Albion. And I don't think he can make up that time by having 1 lap fresher tires. Yeah, it's always a coulda, woulda, shoulda with him, but the pace is definitely there. Can he get the breaking point here? Connor trying for the switchback, and Connor is gonna fight back. That's gonna hinder both these, both their chances. But Connor has a penalty. I'm not sure. He cannot get away from VP. We know that he's on the fresher tires, and that's a good chance for Jacobs. Oh, hitting the wall there, Jacobs, as Pilos goes past him. What happened there? Did Jacobs? Oh no. Oh, it looks like he has no front wing. Something must have happened there and we missed it yet again. J-Corps is gonna have to pit again, and that's his race over for him. 4 laps and the guy can't get a break. And then, as mentioned, if nothing happens, but something did happen, and JJ now on P7 can get some big points here. It's only 4 points or so, or 5 points for P7, but I mean, you want to get anything you can after this start. And then we have VP still fighting with Connor. I think that's the last big fight for positions here. But as mentioned, yeah, Connor has 3 seconds of penalty. He has to force an error out of VP. And meanwhile, All Albion, he made up 5 seconds within the last 2 laps. He is approaching rapidly. I think Speed Alcoholic did the right call. He did everything he could to win this race, put the hard tires on, and you gotta start wonder how long are the softs on All Albion gonna be good, because his tires are 3 laps old. Towards the end of the race it's gonna be 8 laps, and the softs, they go off very fast. So bit of yeah, it's a bit misleading to see how much he gains. He has to gain this much. He has to gain about 3 seconds per lap, but he is approaching. He made up over a second in the last sector, and only 6.5 seconds now. How long are his tires gonna last to catch up to Speed Alcoholic? He is just saving the ERS. Very smart guy. Speed Alcoholic is driving a really good race, saving the ERS, just trying to go as chill as possible and saving something for the end. All Albion has to put all the effort in to close the gap. He is approaching very quickly, but missing out on some ERS here could make a difference if he catches him on the last lap. VP is almost outside of the DRS range, but Connor is gonna have it again. And yeah, Connor with a great comeback drive. They are both 6 seconds away from Pilos, who's looking for another top 5 finish here if he can keep away from Liam Stuff. Liam Stuff, on the last stint of the race, he is ruthless in Vietnam. He was tremendous in the last laps in the Tier 2 race as well. He can already see the car in front of him, and you gotta start wonder how long can Pilos hold on. It's only 2.5 seconds. In Vietnam, that's not a whole lot if the car behind you is approaching quickly, but Pilos has the fresher tires, so maybe, but just maybe. And I think the big winner here in this race, it's gotta be Connor. Connor was starting on P15. He didn't set a lap in he didn't get no, he didn't set a lap in Q2, and making up 11 positions here. Biggest winner, obviously Speed Alcoholic, going from P6 to P1. That is also a tremendous feat he did here. And it doesn't look like a lot of penalties are gonna change the outcome here. Pietro managed to fight back to P8 now. Jacobs is stuck behind him, and Jacobs gets a penalty there. He did have a penalty before, right? He did have the penalty, so he has to make up a lot of time on Pietro. I don't think he can do that with the 3 laps remaining. And behind those guys, Bimmer guy, he's on the oldest tires with Speed Alcoholic. These guys are looking very good for points finishes here. Behind him, Sean Kino has 3 seconds of penalty, so even if Sean Kino can close in, he will have to get a gap here, and I don't think he can. So Bimmer guy is looking very good to get the last points finish here. Gordy on the hard tires at the end of the race, yeah, he's not gonna have the pace to catch up. Mallory Pippo now struggling big time here, and Crazy Shadow and Blue Sonic making space nicely here for the cars lapping them. And yeah, Crazy Shadow didn't have the pace this time around. We've seen him hit the wall. Blue Sonic, we've just seen who was it? Moldy Gold crash straight into his car on the safety car, but he doesn't seem to have a good pace around here, and I think he also did a lot of stops there. Yeah, a lot of guys. We only have 2 guys on the one-stop strategy with the safety car here, and the rest of them completely different story. Up to 4 stops for these guys. And look at this. All Albion has closed in. Speed Alcoholic has used up all his ERS and his tires are cooked now. And All Albion, 6 laps on the softs is not so much. It's gonna be very difficult for Speed Alcoholic to hold on. He is locking up left, right and center. Now the DRS is up. Jacobs gets another warning and that's gonna be his chances to get more points. Sean Kino moves up onto Bimmerguy, but as mentioned has to create a big gap here. All Albion slightly losing the car there. Speed Alcoholic locking up again. This is gonna be for the victory, guys. The last lap is coming up. All Albion is right in the DRS. No tires left for Speed Alcoholic. He's going defensive, smart choice here. Oh, but big lockup again. All Albion can just wait for the long DRS straight and then make his move. But no, he's going right now. He's going on the inside, but Speed Alcoholic is defending the inside. And All Albion is forced to retreat here. Sorry for messing up the camera work there, but very nicely defended from Speed Alcoholic, getting back there as Bimmerguy gets a penalty as well. No. And this is where it counts. Last chance possibly for All Albion. Just get the DRS. He gotta play it smart. On the overtake very quickly there. And Speed Alcoholic trying to deploy anything he got left, but he's got nothing left, and All Albion has a lot of DRS left to give. Speed Alcoholic trying to defend through the... Oh, he's always brake testing him there. He's weaving a bit too much. I don't really agree with that, but he's trying everything to stay in front. He did a few positional changes there. Not quite sure if that's okay. We're gonna have to see a replay on that one later on, but he can hold on now. Gordy retired on last lap now. He destroyed his car apparently. And last chance maybe now in Sector 3 for All Albion. His tires are still looking good. Can he make a big dive or anything here? But it looks like Speed Alcoholic can hold on. And yeah, not enough traction there. Speed Alcoholic crosses the line first, defending against All Albion with everything he got. VP is already through as well on P3 again, and he's gonna be pretty happy with that, I suppose. Connor making up a lot of time, goes P4. Pilos finishes P5 again. Great result for him, showing some real pace there. Almost got pipped to the line by Liamstaff, but Liamstaff barely behind him. JJ is somehow salvaging this race, but he's not gonna be happy with what happened at the start. And yeah, he's gonna be P7. Pietro also disaster race for him. Jacobs with the damage on the last few laps had to pit again, 4 laps off the finish line. And I mean, he does manage to get some points in there, but I'm sure he would have hoped for something better. And I'd have to see it again, but I thought Bimmerguy was P10. I'll have to see that again. And yeah, I think driver of the day is between Speed Alcoholic and Connor when it comes to how they went through the field. Connor with the ridiculous amount of places gained. Speed Alcoholic obviously did have one of the best paces and smartest strategy calls among all the guys. He was making up a lot of time, took the hard tires, brought him to the end somehow, and played it really nicely there. And yeah, Pietro already saying not his day. Yeah, a lot of guys did not have their day, I can guarantee you that. And provisionally Sean Kino is gonna be 4 seconds up to Bimmerguy, so Sean Kino did manage to get a good gap there. Obviously Bimmerguy with a penalty. Sean Kino provisionally in P10, but as David mentioned, there was a crash under the safety car, so I'm not gonna sure how that pans out. Is Sean Kino gonna keep the last point here? And this time around we have not 6 but 5 DNFs. I think for Vietnam that's more, yeah, more an expectation than for Brazil. But yeah, some guys really unlucky, some guys destroying the car without any involvement of other guys. But I think we're gonna have to start looking at Moldy Goat here. He is DNFing in Brazil, and I don't know what happened there, but he didn't qualify, so maybe he got a qualifying ban, and this time around he crashed in this under the safety car straight into Blue Sonic's rear end. I don't know what the hell he was thinking there, but that was ridiculous, and sorry, straight up destroyed his car there. Um, quite a race, quite a race, and maybe we can get some guys for the interview. I'll ask in the Discord if somebody wants to do an interview. Alright, I think all Albion conceding there. He is all good with how the battle at the end was being fought. Quite aggressive from Speed Alcoholic, but I think overall he's definitely deserving the podium. Like, for sure, he was driving really well. All Albion, also smart calls from him. I think overall pretty decent race from both these guys. Congrats to them. And first win for Speed Alcoholic in that case. Alright, let's see if we can get somebody to join for an interview. Let's see, maybe we can get someone in the party. All Albion is already turned off his PlayStation. Hey, what's up, guys? Oh, I hear some echo here. Not quite sure where it comes from.
I've had a shocking race.
What happened under the safety car? Moldy Goat just went straight to your back, mate.
Yeah, Moody Goat just went into the back of me. I was obviously, staying behind Blue Sonic, and I know I just got shifted forward. I don't know what Moody Goat was doing, to be honest, but he ended up taking himself out of the race.
Yeah, he completely destroyed his front tire there.
Yeah. I was just trying to keep behind the rest of the pack, and he just came like right up my gearbox and just took himself out. So no idea what that was about, but yeah. Oh. It was fun today, Mighty, for the comments, 01.
Yes, it was. It was a very exciting race. We had some really good battles, and I think you did a great race too.
Thanks for the friend's request.
You're welcome, mate.
Yeah, nice P5 on this track. I feel P5 is great, but my teammate just spun under the safety car also, and disqualified for David.
Yeah, David is really upset there. He got some footage. I think something went wrong there. But I mean, for you, it's really good. Brazil, you went P4, now again P5. Can we expect similar things in the next race as well?
I don't know what is the next race. Do
China.
you know?
China. China.
China. Okay. We are on the Asian section,
Yes.
I guess,
After China is Singapore.
or maybe Japan.
Oh, right. Japan and then
Yeah,
Singapore.
Japan is coming
Japan.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel great in Japan. China also, but it's very two different track and
Mm.
yeah, P4, P5. I think make podium on the Asian section.
Yeah, I think the next race is really looking forward to those.
Yeah.
Yeah. China's one of my strongest tracks, so I'm hoping for
Oh
some
yeah.
points there. Yeah, I'm hoping for some points on China.
You still at 0 point, crazy?
Still on zero, yeah.
Oh shit.
I,
Had a few
I,
bad results.
I'm actually in front of him.
True that.
Yeah.
The sibling rivalry, gotta love it.
Yeah. But yeah, last night because I do a Saturday league race as well,
Yeah.
and I got driver of the day in Japan.
So that's a track you're looking forward to?
Uh,
Track you're looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to China and Japan.
Alright, I think there's gonna be some good races there.
Yeah.
Especially China is very wide, the track is very easy to overtake on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, guys,
And
it's been fun. So
I
yeah,
will see. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I will see. After my shower, I will watch your YouTube video on live.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna watch your commentary as well.
Yeah. It was my first time, so yes, my English is bad. I don't know if you seeing this, but yeah, it was fun to comment for sure.
I saw a few minutes and I think your English is just fine, mate.
Okay. Crazy when he speak to Tier 2 at Canada, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
It was very nice.
oh, thanks, man.
So,
Thanks.
Maybe next Sunday, Tier 2, if you come to me, Crazy Shadow, like speaking about the Tier 2 is gonna be great
Yeah.
for me and you.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We'll sort something out. So yeah.
I'm heading out as well. Good night, guys.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
See you guys.
Thanks,
See you later.
Matty.
Right.
Great
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Bye.
Right. So it does not look like we're gonna have interviews. I messed up last time around. I didn't do any interviews last time around, so all Albion already went offline then, and Speed Alcoholic also couldn't join. But congrats to you guys! Congrats to everyone who scored points today. A lot of good battles in this race, and I'm really looking forward to the next one. Next week we got China. As mentioned, very wide track, very interesting sections as well. For both the wheel and the controller. Traditionally, the controller is a bit stronger in China, so it will be interesting to see what happens then. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and see you next week.